Naruto Uzumaki is one of the more important aspects of the franchise. One might say he is the most important aspect, and of course the show is named after him. But what do we really know about who he is? Well, how about we dive into Naruto as a character and try to understand our most gutsy shinobi on a deeper level. Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, only 25% of our viewers are subscribed, so if you're a fan of the video, please like and double check if you're subscribed. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Appearance. Naruto's appearance is unique when compared to the other characters, or to even what one would expect from a ninja entirely. But an important thing to realize is that Naruto's design matches his personality, and it also matches his character perfectly. First thing to mention is his attire. Naruto is a ninja, but he wears a full orange jumpsuit. This flies in the face of what it commonly means to be a ninja. Even the creator of the Naruto series, Masashi Kishimoto, has issued statements on this. The orange color, according to Kishimoto, was a design choice based on the genre he was writing for. Naruto is a shonen manga, meaning that it is for young boys. Ninja are commonly associated with espionage, assassination, and other dark deeds, which, while present in the story, can quickly shift the genre if focused on primarily. The orange is meant to be paradoxical to this school of thought, in that instead of hiding in the shadows, Naruto's outfit screams, "Hey, I'm right over here!" But this also fits well into Naruto's character arc, because he's the only one to wear such outlandish colors in the whole village, with even more experienced shinobi such as his sensei Kakashi Hatake preferring to wear all black, with only the flak jackets green and his hair's white color to distinguish him from a shadow. But that's an entirely different character to dissect. Naruto wears all orange as a symbol of the happiness and joy he finds even though he's different. His colors furthermore celebrate his differences, that even though people think it's outlandish, he displays that he's happy. While other shinobi wear dark clothes, they contribute to the darkness of the shinobi world and its endless cycles of hatred. Naruto wears light colors to contribute to the light and fight to end the endless cycles, and instead issues a new meaning as to what it means to be a shinobi. This color play has been used in media for years, with one of its most memorable uses being in Star Wars, in both that of the original trilogy and prequel trilogy utilizing lighter colors for heroes and darker colors for villains, or for heroes with a lot of potential to be evil, such as Anakin Skywalker, Vader, and Luke in Return of the Jedi. But moving back to Naruto, where this video's narrative belongs, it should be remembered that Naruto didn't actually start out as a shinobi espionage thriller, but was originally the story of a cub given birth to by a demon fox that threatened the world. And while shinobi were present in this story, they were far from the central element. The color of Naruto's vesture, orange, serves the same purpose as his cheekline whiskers, designed to connect him to Kurama, who in the one-shot was his father, and in the current series is the tailed beast, the source of his strength. The orange symbolizes his fur, as the cheek marks symbolize Kurama's whiskers. There's a lot of meaning behind Naruto's clothing, but there's just as much symbolism behind Naruto's physical design as well. Naruto possesses both blonde hair and blue eyes, which is a relatively uncommon color in Japan. Less than 1% of all pure-blooded Japanese people possess blonde hair and blue eyes naturally. In anime, it's seen often and is commonly used to insinuate certain character traits within heroes and villains respectively, with heroes possessing blonde hair generally being happier and free, though naive. And blue eyes seem to often refer to a gentleness within the character, or symbolize that this character has been through trauma and it has, for better or worse, left them changed. However, this isn't the only meaning behind these traits. Given how rare it is in Japan, it could hint that Naruto isn't entirely Japanese, which does seem likely given that the Naruto world doesn't reflect our world. But the point remains that Naruto as a character is likely designed to be relatable to multiple different ethnicities, not just Japanese children, as blonde hair and blue eyes are most commonly related to Europeans, particularly Northern Europeans such as Scandinavians. But furthermore, to the Japanese, the blonde hair color often symbolized a juvenile delinquent, as the hair was so rarely natural and often was seen as an act of rebellion to the Japanese. Just so you know, this is why Chi-Chi hates the Super Saiyan transformation so much, particularly on her sons Gohan and Goten. Given that this is often shown as being the case in Japan, it makes sense that Naruto would have blonde hair, as he's often seen pranking the town and causing vandalism. Besides his eyes and hair, his 8-trigram seal has meaning as well. More than just a seal, the placement and shape have meaning too. Located on his stomach, the seal itself covers most of his belly and centers on his navel. The stomach in Japanese culture symbolizes the source of one's strength on a physical and spiritual level, and is known as the Sea of Chi, or so Uncle Iroh told me. Kurama was sealed within Naruto, and is meant to be his strength in the series, so placing him within Naruto's stomach makes sense. In Japanese culture, tattoos themselves are stigmatized. While they have been used for artistic design, and it is considered an art form, they have a fairly negative view in society, with tattoos being used as a form of punishment back in 700 AD to mark a criminal, and even to this day are often linked to members of the Japanese Yakuza. This is offset, however, by the placement of the tattoo in that it centers around Naruto's navel. The navel is considered the center of life and symbolizes where life began and innocence. The tattoo itself could symbolize that Naruto has been given great power, and is thus considered a criminal, having blame laid at his feet despite maintaining innocence after having this position forced upon him at the beginning of his life. As the series changes, however, Naruto's design choice changes too, with his new jumpsuit containing far more dark colors, symbolizing that Naruto has been out in the world and has seen its darkness, yet retains his optimism at his core. And like all other wearers of the color black, it means he is capable of adding to the cycle of hatred and violence, but chooses not to. Personality. Naruto's personality is based on the hardships he's faced, his own personal decisions to be better, and is not only active but reactive with the story's themes. The entirety of the Naruto series could serve as a parable to the things we see in real life, and the way the world often works, with Naruto acting in a way that not only shows a good answer, but does so in a believable manner relatable to human beings. This is shown not only in how he was raised, but in how it truly affected him. Naruto, from a young age, was happy and possessed a personality that could draw others in. While Sasuke was his first true friend, it was also true that he was capable of forging relationships with other children who were naive of his true nature until those children's parents stepped in to stop such a relationship from continuing. This can often be seen when Naruto goes to the playground or when he goes to the academy. While the children aren't overly hostile, they eventually pick up traits due to the nature of children to simply trust everything their parents say, and emulate their behavior in an effort to survive in a situation they don't know how to react to. Naruto never had such a parent to grow from, and so he became known as the problem child to end all problem children. He would react to situations in ways that kids would not, which led to him seeming boisterous, annoying, and weird. His craving for attention in any form led to many behavioral traits common in children of such situations, in that he would attempt to do good to get recognition, and when that fails, he'd proceed to do bad to get recognition, which tends to get more attention the more egregious the act is. The entirety of Naruto's dream at the start of the series is not only to become a shinobi, but to become the Hokage, which is the head of all shinobi in the village. The reason being that Naruto likely has seen how ingrained into society being a shinobi is, and the respect that a simple shinobi possesses has made him wish to become such. But more than that, he wishes to become the Hokage so he can force everyone in the village to respect and acknowledge him. This remained his dream for most of the series, continuing to be so under difficult circumstances later. Naruto is excitable and somewhat dull of mind, though this is considered a trait based on his personality, as both Hashirama Senju and Ashura Otsutsuki were described as the same. His optimism and ability to draw others in is also an inherited trait from these previous incarnations, though they're not a trait anyone can't possess, as Naruto throughout the series serves as an inspiration to a plethora of other characters, and manages to teach each one what it means. He guides others just as much as he's guided by them, and serves as a teacher to his own teachers in many cases, helping even those who think they have it all figured out to discover a whole new perspective that makes them a more complete and well-rounded character. His ability to identify with pain and understand the struggles that created the villains is one reason why he can connect so well with people, and eventually change their mind, no matter how evil or far gone they seem. Naruto's own personality absorbs traits from others, such as Jiraiya and even his own father, Minato Namikaze, which eventually causes his dream to change from being Hokage to be recognized to being Hokage to help others. This becomes obvious after the Pain arc, in which Naruto is now recognized by all of Konoha as their hero, yet still continues to attempt to become Hokage, hoping to lead the world into a brighter future. Despite the good he possesses and his ability to understand the villains, there is a villain that lives within Naruto. The darkness within him is a subtle hatred that most often feeds the Nine Tails and causes Kurama to view Naruto's true self as a facade. Despite everything Naruto does and has experienced, as well as becoming the hero of Konoha, Naruto himself possesses a grudge against Konoha for their actions in letting him suffer and treating him wrong. This same hatred and darkness is likely what attributed to the fall of Menma Uzumaki in the Road to Ninja movie, though the cause of his fall, to my knowledge, remains ambiguous. Naruto's way of slaying his inner demon is unique in that he doesn't deny it or try to talk himself out of it or around it. Instead, he accepts it, admitting that it's because he has a dark side in the first place that he can connect with people so well, essentially turning his greatest weakness into his greatest strength by a simple change in his point of view. He then swears to defeat the darkness in Kurama's heart as well, a feat not so easily accomplished, as darkness has cultivated there for over 1,000 years. Naruto loves many things, but above all, he loves ramen. Well, not above his friends, but among creature comforts, he loves ramen noodles. For someone named after an ingredient in ramen, this makes sense, but in actuality, his love of ramen goes far deeper than this. Naruto's first run-in with ramen that we're shown is at Ichiraku Ramen, a shop owned by Teuchi and his daughter. As a child, Naruto faced many hateful things, all directed at him for reasons he never understood. But Teuchi was among the few people to be kind to him and show genuine concern for his well-being. And upon meeting Naruto for the first time, he invited him into the store for a free bowl of ramen, a gift Naruto was obviously confused and amazed by, as shown in his expression to getting his first bowl. This is likely what started his love affair with ramen, as these noodles were more than just delicious, but symbolic of the first time he ever tasted a meal created out of love and given to him with the same love. To Naruto, this was tantamount to a home-cooked meal just like Ma used to make. That's exactly the reason why, out of every noodle shop in the village, Naruto favors Ichiraku Ramen, only ever eating that or store-bought ramen. To him, ramen is a memory of the first time he ever felt genuine human companionship and attention. The first time someone actually took a loss to provide something for him, not out of fear, but out of love. Naruto's craving for ramen could be symbolic of his craving for love, which is further shown when he saves the village and gains the love and respect of all villagers in Konoha. He receives a free lifetime pass to Ichiraku Ramen, showing that Naruto now gets the love he deserves anytime he craves it. But his personality continues to expand into his adulthood. Naruto, despite being very immature and disrespectful as a child, manages to truly show growth as he grows up. He begins to learn more of the concepts that make life worth living, gaining the respect and companionship of not only his fellow villagers, but of all villages, befriending their leaders and further gaining love from a devoted woman who would become his wife, and show him the miracle of new life in his firstborn son and his daughter born not long after. Naruto is shown to be a kind and loving father, understanding and duty-driven. He possesses honor and refuses to show favoritism based on nepotism, in so much as he would disqualify his own son for cheating during the Chunin exams. Despite this being a wonderful trait, it can also be to his detriment, as Naruto often forgets that he's human with human limits, attempting to refuse help and take every burden onto himself, which can result in burnout and the inability to maintain balance. Due to his love for the village, Naruto is what one would consider a workaholic, to the point that he spreads himself so thin that he can't even attend his own daughter's birthday party. This does not mean that Naruto doesn't care about his family, it simply means that even when he thinks he can be in two places at once, he can't. Naruto soon after realizes the error of his ways and accepts his limits and allows his friends to take over for him in places where he isn't needed, so that he can spend more time with his family. Above everything, Naruto's capacity to grow based on his willingness to learn not only from his mistakes, but the mistakes of others, and the acknowledgement that others know more than him, is what sets him apart and makes him a true shonen protagonist, worthy of recognition and emulation not only by the children who watch the show, but the adults, because we know that you exist too. So, what did you think? Did you enjoy this video? If so, let us know in the comments below what you thought, and be sure to click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell to be notified when more content like this drops. Until next time, peace.